Good morning. Happy Tuesday morning. This is my normal times I'm doing this all week long, but today's my normal day. Normally, I would be doing crafting though, which means anything, right? A lot of times it's cross stitch lately. It was working on crochet in a napkin for a while there. Whatever has the most pressing deadline. And if I have no deadlines, then whatever takes my fancy. But today I'm going to continue the spinning. Since we're doing 12 days of Christmas spinning, I have some sorry, I needed to unplug that. Now probably got the music a little. I wondered why it was sounding so loud. I had uh, that part of the headphones plugged in. Okay, let's start again here. Um, in fact, I forget where I was. Anyway, today we're going to continue the spinning. I am spinning Shetland. It is the white part of a black and white fleece that I called yin yang. And after that, I have some pretty variegated purple commercial. Um, I'm not sure if it's top, whatever they call it. We'll discuss that later when I start on undoing it. Uh, I just wanted to point out to you, I need to look behind me every once in a while. Um, I moved one of the peace lilies so I can set up the little hydroponic grow light garden thing that my daughter got me for Christmas, which I haven't done yet. And I didn't think it was that long ago that I had moved them and I had watered them both when I moved the one. I was looking at it. I walked in here this morning and I looked at that poor droopy thing. It was like, oh, you poor thing. It's so hopefully by the time I'm off in 2 hours, we'll take a peek at it and see if it got some of that water into its stems and it looks a little perkier. Poor thing, it doesn't have sun. We haven't had sun for weeks and it's cold, right? It's chilly in the house. It's not bad. It's not like happy plant, warm, humid, sauna, greenhouse thing, right? It's surviving barely. So anyway, let's get to the camera right here. Oh, and I didn't change that. We'll change that right now. This is day 9. I try and get everything all fixed and ready before I get on, but I don't always get it. There we go. Got my Roberta here. I'm working on White Shetland, which in bat form just looks like that. This is combing waste, which means it's got neps and things that got pulled out when I pulled the top off of the first part of this. So it's spinning up a little chunky, lumpy, which is fine. Now, I apologize. I have a cold. I am not happy about that at all. I detest colds, but I haven't taken any kind of dry yap medicine because it's just not quite that bad yet. So today is like the blast day ever. I'm trying to decide whether to take off and run in town and at least eat a meal out or something. I don't have any errands I need to do. I cannot get myself interested in anything, though, as far as doing anything. Oh, we got an ad. How did they? Is that what they're doing here? Are they sticking ads in the middle? I think they are. Not cool. We'll see how bad it is. At least they were quiet ads. Oh, my nose. I hate this. We had a bad uh, thunderstorm early this morning. Woke me up at 5:30. I went ahead and got up. Uh, Lots of thunder and lightning and just downpour of rain. It has stopped raining at the moment, but according to the weather this morning, we will be getting more later in the day. Uh, but yeah, it was pouring hard. Oh, I have to not do that. I'm sure that's not gonna sound good on the video. Sniffing like that. Only reason I say anything is I hate it when my husband does it, and all I want to do is tell him, "Go blow your nose," like a kid, you know. Yeah, it's a bat and a half. Okay. So, in continuing on the saga of the Knitter magazine, the good news is I did get all of the back issues digitally. The bad news is it had to be on my iPad. It is not available for the regular computer system. So I couldn't put it on my desktop as a backup. So what I have to figure out is, actually, I know I can back up my iPad onto this computer, so I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. It's a connection thing. This computer is kind of weird. It doesn't have a lot of the... It has the standard slots, like card slots and all that kind of stuff, but they put it in the back. They didn't put it in the front. So it's very inaccessible, particularly on this one here, this desk, because it's big and I have it on the desk, not under it. So, yeah, I am going to have to do it by USB plug. And I'm not real sure how that's going to work. I used to back up my iPads all the time. I gave that up. The thing that actually will make it not work is because the issues are all in the cloud. And I don't have access to the cloud except for that issue. So to have an actual physical copy of the digital copy, I would have to download it onto the iPad and then transfer it to the computer. It's a lot of time and work that I probably don't want to do. And I looked into getting... I am not going to continue anymore with the subscription. Hello, Lex Mix. Welcome back to yourself. And Happy New Year, since I haven't seen you with the new year. Talking about archiving digital copies of magazines. If there's any way to do it, and what's the best way to do it? And in particular, I have one that's a UK magazine called The Knitter. That they had a really, really good deal. There was about 120 of them, of their back issues up to the current one. Only missed some of the real early ones, but I actually have those in physical copies. But my point is, I can only put it on the iPad. They are not set up to be anywhere other than an iPad or a phone. The magazine company has set it up that way. So, iPads die. I am trying to decide because as far as I can tell, if I sign into the site that holds them, the Knitter Magazine site that holds them in the cloud, I have them on that iPad. I am not 100% sure that signing in on a new device will recognize it. I think they have a thing that does restore your purchases, but anyway. And, it is, I could easily go through them, the magazines, bookmark the ones I want to make, get on that, right, and hopefully get a fair number of what I want to make done. My problem is that I just am not real focused on knitting right now. And also, what I like today, I may not like in a year. Or, I may have things in there that a year from now that I really would like to make that I didn't think I wanted to this time. Yes, you found yarn to make the stuff. You have much at the moment, badly need to make stuff of the yarn you have already, right? You have 6 fully box of yarn that you've been hoarding a bit. Oh my goodness. I do remember I asked you for tips for yarn, but I have so almost drowning in boxes at the moment. Oh my goodness. Is it hand spun or is it commercial? Here's what I'm finding. In this magazine that I've been going through, and the patterns do not seem like they would adapt well to hand spun. It needs commercial yarn. And I don't have a whole lot of commercial yarn. I have a lot of hand spun yarn. So that is always something that one of the first things that weeds out patterns as far as whether I'd use them or not is if there's hand spun. Now I can make blankets, purses, scarves, and hats, but not the fitted sweaters because it needs a finer yarn. Not the big cardigan sweaters because it needs a lot more than I have of hand spun. Unless maybe I combine a number of different spinnings, different yarns. So hand spun, matching patterns to hand spun's kind of hard. That's the bottom line of what I was trying to say. How do you like to find your patterns? Do you use digital and internet and that sort of thing, or are you more of a book or magazine kind of preference? Oh, that's true. You talk about hobby a lot and some crafting online store, but you have to pull the stop sign to yourself. Total value of the yarn now is under $380. That's not too bad. I mean, and you use YouTube most, but you found some books now on sale. Okay, so yeah, you tend to go with internet and digital and that sort of thing. Well, this feeling of overwhelm, that'll pass soon, and all it takes is for you to start on a project to get some of that feeling of, oh yeah, this is why I do this. I know now I like to do this, and I'm glad I have this, right? That has been my experience anyway. One of the hardest things for me to say, though, is okay, I need to just stop making yarn, this hand spinning, and do a whole bunch of knitting. I don't know if I could do that or not. You found that Halloween sock? Oh, that's good. So your plan is to get the sock done over the weeks to come. Yeah. See, you're way ahead of schedule on that one. Just got to look at it the positive way, right? Well, the one thing it has done for me is I am not buying anymore. I just, I don't have any problem with that. I don't go and look at, websites and sales and any of that anymore. Not for a while. I just realized if I finish this, the next thing I want to do is on my Aura, and it's not in the room. I may have to take a break. We'll see how long it takes me to spin up a bat and a half. I have a bat and a half of this Shetland left to spin. Hobbies become more expensive, so now it will be, do I need any any more these days? Drowning in these boxes, but I know myself in the future more will come. Yeah, I know. I'm okay, not buying it on the internet and stuff like that. But I'm not as okay if I'm someplace where I can actually see and touch the fiber or yarn, which is, of course, generally for me, fiber fair because we don't have a local yarn store. I'll go into places that sell yarn. They're not a yarn store. They're like Walmart and stuff like that. But I'll go in there and I may look at it, but I'm not as tempted unless it's a yarn store. I told my hubby that he didn't know how lucky he was that the route that we drive down to where we stay in Florida fortunately has no yarn stores on the way. And I said, "You are so lucky," because oh my gosh, if it did, it'd be so easy to stop every time we go and come to Florida. Yeah, right. That's the reason you do most of your shopping on the internet. All right. This is a noisy bag. It's plastic. It was actually a takeout bag from a steakhouse. I save bags and use them for fiber all the time. My goodness. That one was hard to fold up. Okay, there we go. Today is Shetland. This is a white part of a white and black, and this was where I mixed the white and black, and I don't think I have spun the black yet. I think it's waiting to be processed. I plied up and skeined off that Rambouillet that I was working on the other day. It's a lot more brown than it looks in my camera there. That it looks kind of tan there, but it's a deeper brown in real life. I threw a blanket over my lap. Not so much that I'm cold, but I have brown corduroy pants on. I just knew this white would be sticking all over it, so I figured I'd put the blanket on there. Yarns are expensive from UK. Yeah. No time to focus on the projects, and you need to get them done, yeah. I spend too much time organizing my yarns and fibers instead of working on projects. Probably a sign that I do that because I don't get to the yarn stores, right?
Any painter can paint, but only certain
All
pro
right,
painters
so
come
now we
with
got an
power.
ad.
The power of dialing up the wow factor to 11. If you want
Okay. Thank you for stopping by, saying hello and chatting. And hopefully we'll see each other again a little bit later this week. Since I'm going to still be on every day this week through Saturday, I think. Well, through Sunday actually, because I stream Sunday normally. So I'll see you whenever. Take care. One more bat. Bats always look so nice. I hate tearing them apart. I did these bats before Christmas. Sometime early December. But sticking them in those bags like I did, they stayed pretty poofy. As long as I don't put too many in there. You can squish them down, but that defeats the purpose of carding them. Okay. I'm gonna mute me a minute here. Which one is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one. I guess before I stream tomorrow, I'll take some decongestant. Partially because I'm always looking down, which of course makes the nose drip more. Oh man, I just. There is so much short stuff in this white, more so than what was in that. Starting to get to me. Starting to irritate me. After I apply this, I think this is going to be the last that I do on the Roberta for a while. Because everything else all the next stuff is at least 8, if not 16 ounces of fiber. So, need Ziara. And it's big bombins. I turned my mic back on. Okay. A little tiny tip of a lock. Still hanging around. Hi, Mass Bandit. Okay. My coffee didn't stay very hot very long. Goodness. right, I'm back. Almost done with this white. Ooh, that's no good. Beat 6. Guess I'll leave it there. Goodness. Having a harder and harder time spinning this thin. It just doesn't want to. Wow. Oh, I've got white up and down here. You hate being on hold. I thought maybe you were talking for a long time. I agree with you. I put it on speakerphone and do other stuff. I am doing good, Mass Bandit. How are you today? Thank you for asking. I'm catching a cold, and actually, I should say I have caught a cold. I'm not catching it. I've actually caught it. Hubby has it, so he very rudely shared it with me. That's how it goes when you live with somebody. Okay, you need to excuse me a minute, and maybe you'll get your off hold and get your thing answered. I'm gonna put it on. Be right back, and I need to change spinning wheels because um, what I'm gonna spin next needs my aura. So I will do that and be back. I'm back. Those extra hours of sleep, Mass Bandit, aren't they wonderful sometimes? I have done that too on occasion, and it's like, I must have really needed that. You know? Oops, wrong way. All right, let's see here. Let's get that up. And you got your phone call done, like I said when I said, well, maybe get your phone call done. Well, oh, being on hold is terrible. I have a lot more patience than my hubby does. So, all right. I had to get my aura because the next fiber that I'm going to spin is a large braid. So it needs the big bobbin. I'll put a little oil on here. So Mass Bandit, now you hopefully will have a good day. You working on a project? Some cross stitch or something? I think I'm going to start a knitting project this afternoon. It's either that or go upstairs and work on some organization in my room, craft room. I think I'm going to wait and do that when I'm not streaming at all, you know? on a day I don't stream. Takes a lot of energy out of me. This is the most. Um, this is the ugliest looking commercial thing of fiber I ever bought. For it to be this long like this. So it is 80% merino and 20% silk, and it's 8.5 ounces by weight. So that's why it has these strands of silvery in it. That's the silk. And I suspect the gray I know is merino, and I suspect this little bits of other streaks of color is probably also wool. It looks like wool. I think the only silk in there is the silvery strand. I got this from a store in Indiana, Nashville, Indiana. Went up there. We spent the night. It's a good 4-hour drive for us. So we spent the night, and they were having a knit circle that night at the store too. So I got to go to that and meet a number of knitters from the area. That was nice. As all knitters, spinners, whatever, crafters do, made me feel very welcome. Okay, hopefully I'm pretty sure I caught that mute soon enough. Ooh, I sneezed. Had to sneeze. Gonna work on summer flowers and put more stitches than you take out. Uh-oh. You know, I have a solution for that. It's called spinning. Once you spin this, you don't take it out, right? It is what it is. I jest. I joke. Let's see here. I don't know which direction this was going, so. Oh, I have fiber on my drive band. I wonder where I picked that up. Okay. You had a bad stitching day on Sunday. Oh, you could not count to save your life. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Let's see how this one's to spin. I have a purple solid purple that I intend to apply this with. That is 100% merino. So I earmarked the two to be spun together, even though I didn't buy them together. I believe that this may have been processed by a local fiber person. It's not. Oh no, no, never mind. It's Ashford. I read it, didn't I? It's from Ashford, which is a spinning wheel company. Oh yeah, it's nice to spin. I don't think I even need to draft it ahead. It's going to take me a while to spin that 8 ounces though. That is a lot of fiber. Uh-oh. Just pulling this in before I'm ready for it. There we go. Uh-oh. Got too thin. Come back here. Yeah, I know. It's not spun. Twist enough twist. That's merino for you. Don't want to hold the twist. I also am deciding I think I do need to pre-draft this a little bit. Yeah, boy, that looks pretty with that silk in there. It's got a little bit of shine. Ooh, I like that. I was looking at patterns, and I wonder. I really want to make a sweater, a cardigan, or something. Uh, I would love to make one out of hand spun, and I was noticing that some of the patterns call for tencel, which I have spun, but I don't think I have enough yardage of it for a sweater. But have never really known. I'll tell you what, the tencel would be really good for a short sleeved uh, round neck, almost like it's not a shell, but it has sleeves. It's not sleeveless, but I might have enough of two colors put together of a tencel. And that'd be really pretty because it's pink and green, and I like pink and light green together. Look very springy. So that's a possibility. I've never really known what exactly to make with that tencel. But this reminds me of the tencel because it's so shiny, but this has way more wool in it. I don't know how the drape would be for the tencel. When you knit something out of handspun cotton or alpaca, it often does not hold its shape. It really drags down. I don't know if tencel would do that or not. When there's no wool in there to give it the bounce. That's what happens. But a short sleeved type sweater shouldn't be as heavy to cause it to do that. She said wishfully. It's just frustrating to put a whole lot of time into knitting something and then not like it. I had a commercial yarn that I bought once that was a bulky Sea Island cotton. It was black. And, I just thought that yarn was just gorgeous, and it's soft, and I thought, man. So I made a sleeveless shell out of it, but it was a bulky yarn, and it was a bulky top, even though it was sleeveless. And then it was like, well, I don't know when to wear this. I can't wear it in the summer. It's too heavy. I can't wear it in the winter. It doesn't have sleeves. It's not warm enough. I can't wear something over it because it's too bulky. I did finally frog it. I have the yarn. It will not end up being as nice as it is. It will not end up being a garment. It will end up being a purse or something like that. I didn't like that. I had a turtleneck. It didn't look enough like a vest. It looked really weird around the sleeves holes and stuff. Um, because it was more of a sweater, a shell, and not a vest. But making it into a vest is not a bad idea, where it really looks more like a vest. Has the ribbing, along the top to make it look finished, that kind of thing. So that actually is not a bad idea, and I know I have enough yarn for it because that's very close to what I did make. That's not a bad idea. Um, but it, but it the actual style of it didn't quite look right. With a when I put it over a long sleeve shirt. Excuse me. Oh goodness. I might need a nap this afternoon. I'm gonna open up. Hey, I actually have a picture of this. I don't know how many yards it has in there though. Huh. It's raining again. It poured rain this morning early. And we had a break for a while. Now it's raining again, I hear it dripping out there. That's alright. It could be snow and it's not, so I'm thankful for that. Excuse me. I'm about ready to call it quits here. I'm gonna do these 4 and then be done for today. Go curl up under a blanket, have a cup of tea, maybe take some cold meds. The thing about colds is, they're gonna run their course. You can get rid of the symptoms, but it's not like taking cold med is going to get rid of the cold. I don't have any of the zinc meds. I tried that. I felt terrible on it. I mean, my stomach, I was so sick to my stomach when I took it. So I like, okay, the cure is worse than the cold. I'll just stick with the cold. So you think it was raining overnight and we're supposed to get more snow, up to 10 inches? Oh no. Wow. Okay. We don't have snow at all. We're too far south. It's all predicted to stay rain, and like it's oh well, I don't know what the temp is because what my weather alert says on my computer here is heavy rain soon. That's what it says. So we're gonna get more downpours, I guess, here shortly. I'm glad we don't have any place we have to go. Although I've got a little bit of a cabin fever. I really want to go out and do something. But hubby needs a couple days break. He worked pretty much every day except for a couple days on the water for like 10 days. So it was crawling under the house through a crawl space. I mean, it's not just go down to the basement and work on the pipes. It was under the house. So it was hard work. So he needs some break. He needs a break for a couple days. He'd be more willing to go. Right now with both of us having colds and stuff, I think we need to stay home. It's 28. Yeah, no, I don't have I know it's in the 50s here. I don't have a temp though. It just tells me I'm getting rain soon. I suppose Newman is upstairs. I mean, he was down early this morning with me, but he disappears after a while and we don't see him until he's ready to eat some supper. He spends most of the day sleeping somewhere. Just like a cat. Which he is. So I have no idea what time I'm going to be on tomorrow. I have to discuss with hubby if he's needing to go out and do anything. Whether we want to go out to eat, which if we do, it would be safest to say that I may stream about this same time tomorrow so that it's early and out of the way. And then if we want to go into town and stay in town for a little bit and eat and whatever, I don't have to rush home. Let's see. And Thursday is always evening. So either 6 or 7 p.m. That'll be the next 2 dates. You'll be working tomorrow, yeah. Unless you get really, can you call in if it's really bad snow and yeah, right. That's the thing. It depends on. I know you're in a condo or apartment or whatever, but it depends on whether they get it cleared and how your roads are, and you know whether your car is actually accessible. When I was working, I would, not every year, but every once in a while, we'd get enough snow I couldn't get out of my lane. Unless one of the neighbors would come by with a tractor that had a plow on the front of it. And for a while, I had a neighbor that did that for me, but lately nobody's been doing that. Nobody has one anymore. There's our lane's like a quarter mile long. There's no way we could shovel it. It has to be passable. The snow has to be shallow enough that the wheels will go through it. And sometimes when we are getting a big snow, we go out every hour and run the car up and down the lane to keep tire tracks, which will fill in but not fill in as deep as everything else, right? And then we follow the tire tracks and we kind of keep the lane open that way too. All of this is what we did when we were working. We don't do it anymore, but it was the tricks to get us out and to work when we had to work. You can call. You're 20 miles. I know you are far away, but I didn't know it was country roads. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. I have one possible route. I have many routes into where I used to work, but they all involve hills and curves and country roads. I have one more major highway that is likely to be cleared that, if I can get to it, would get me to work. But thank goodness oh man, I am so thankful I'm retired. I don't have the wherewithal to put up with all that anymore. It's not a good thing to have to be out in the bad weather. My when the COVID hit, my son-in-law got told that he'd be working at home, and just at the beginning of this year, when a lot of people are back to work in the office and everything, they said, you know what, this works just fine. You're working from home from now on. So he doesn't have to worry about it, but my daughter does have to get out. So but they're in town, so their roads are more cleared. They don't have country roads. The main route is a state highway, but you got to get there. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying too, yeah. Oh, spring's coming. Hold the faith. Yay. This has been very nice to spin after my home processed fiber. This is just a delight to spin. But that's all I'm going to do today. I will pick this up again tomorrow. I'll take a peek at Twitch, but to be real honest with you, I don't feel like raiding anybody today because I need to go and blow my nose and do all sorts of things like that. And as it is, there is not too many people that I know streaming, so we're not going to worry about it. And I'm going to say adios. Been great talking to you, Mass Bandit. Thank you, and you're welcome. Lex Mix, I'm glad you stopped in. Everybody, take care and have a good rest of your day. And if you could look, my plant has perked up by half here. The poor thing needed water so bad, Mass Bandit. When I got on, it was like, oh, I gotta go get some water. Totally forgot about it, but it's getting happier. So take care. Happy spinning. Bye.